look a little rough this morning.
Well, it's early.
Yeah, I know. It is early.
I mean, sun's just peeking up.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out.
We got
Wind's
some.
not blowing.
I know. We got some. I got a couple of shots and a couple of short videos we'll share with you. But we decided to. We woke up early this morning. This is the day after Memorial Day, and it's a absolutely beautiful morning here at Damsite Park on Beaver Lake, which is not too far from Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
This is one of our favorite places.
Yeah, you might need to speak up just a tad. I don't know. Anyway, all in all, we've really enjoyed our stay here. It's been, we've been at a beautiful spot. We had quite a bit of wind though.
Wind has been horrendous.
Yeah, we've had a lot of wind, which we don't normally get this time of year in this part of Arkansas.
But this morning it's totally calm.
Yeah, unfortunately, fortunately, I have to go in and do a little bit of work today. Yeah. Anyway, and they're talking like we could have some major thunderstorms into the wee hours of the morning. They're talking like here it would start around 2 o'clock in the morning. So
Of course.
yeah, so we'll be watching out for that. But anyway, we just wanted to take a moment here. It was just a spur of the moment thing. We were sitting here and watching the sun come up and enjoying the sounds of nature. Of course, there's a couple of birds having a fit right now because we brought Delilah out. And yeah, and you got your ears all perked up. She hears the geese off in the distance. It's so neat. We've had some really neat experiences here. And the highlight, I think, the whole time we've been here, and we've been here almost 2 weeks. We're heading out on Thursday. But the highlight was the several families of geese and the babies.
The babies.
Yeah,
They're so cute.
the babies are so cute. But in a couple of times a day, in the morning and the evening, they go right by the trailer in the water, and we counted like 15 babies all in tow one day. Yeah, it was just really neat. We've met the nicest people. Well, we've met nice people everywhere we've been so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a whole other mindset.
Yeah.
I guess.
A whole other mindset.
It's just like a while ago when the fishing boat went out. He was going real low throttle across where all the people were probably still sleeping in their campers and RVs. And he waited till he got clear out before he revved up his engine.
Yeah.
And I thought, how courteous.
Yeah. It's just been a really neat experience. And then last evening, I bought a new amplifier. I've got a gig coming up here before too long, and they don't have a way I can plug in. And the way I do my show, I use some effects and things like that I feel like I need to have. Plus, my guitar really doesn't sound real good unless it's plugged in. So I purchased this new amp that is battery powered. And then I've also picked up some effects pedals that are all battery powered as well. And I pulled it out last night to figure it out. And I was sitting here messing with it, and I was playing a few songs and singing a few songs, and then what happened?
Some of our neighbors come and joined us.
Yeah, they all show up over here with chairs and sit down and listen for a little bit, and
that was real nice.
It was just really nice. It really was. And a lot of things have been happening just the way I envisioned them.
That's good.
Before we started this adventure.
That's always good.
Yeah, and we just hope it keeps up. The trailer is working fine. Everything about it is working just as we anticipated that it should. No problems. You know, nothing, little minor things, just figuring out how to handle certain things. And we were just talking this morning, except for that brief period that when we had the motorhome and we went out with it in it for
2 months.
2 months. Up until that time, we'd never done any kind of camping whatsoever, and then after that, we didn't until we
So
got the
took
trailer done.
plunge.
Yeah. So here we are, spending a year and 4 months building this trailer the way we want it and designing it the way we want for our application. And all of a sudden, we just, as of March 1st, we set up full-time housekeeping in this trailer. And we were talking about that this morning. The things that we figured out, the way we figured out how to handle certain things is, you know, and make things easier as far as dumping the auxiliary tanks, as far as making sure we have plenty of fresh water and a way to get fresh water to the trailer, which we're going to do a video on that, this latest project we've come up with on how to top off the freshwater tanks when we're not near a water spigot where we can just run a hose over to top it off. And we'll talk about that more in another video and show you exactly what we did. But we were just talking this morning for someone that, and we're not bragging, we're just actually feeling like, hey,
If we can do it, anyone can do it.
yeah, that's the whole thing. That's it right there. If we can do it, anybody can do it. You just simply have to think about it, ponder, you
I
know.
think it's a mindset.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean,
But-
when you decide that this is what you're going to be doing,
Yeah, that's right.
You
But
say-
why don't
okay, let's make it work.
do a panoramic and show them what we're talking about?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to do that. Hang on just a minute.
This is
I'm
why we're
gonna-
doing it.
This is why we're doing this. Yeah. Let me see if I can swing this around. And I'm going to do this slowly. You've all seen the van. But let's get on around here. And there's some new neighbors that that showed up last night. And watched that lady set up her tent while the wind was blowing, and I thought, man, she's going to have a job ahead of her, and man, she did it like a pro. And the wind was blowing pretty heavy when she set it up. But this is what we're waking up to this morning. This is what we're waking up to this morning. Right here. Swing on around. That's one of the swimming beaches right over there. And they bring sand in for those swimming beaches, which is really cool. And we'll swing back around here, get back on Deb, and hopefully I'll get this set just right.
But that's why we're doing this, and that's why we took the plunge, because we want mornings like this and sunsets.
Yeah.
And all the fun that goes in between the two.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and there's going to be hardships along the way. There's going to be times when the weather doesn't cooperate, and we had a few days like that here where we got really frustrated, you know, because we
Mostly
couldn't.
because of the wind.
Mostly
It
because of
got
the wind.
so old.
You know, the wind just got old.
But you know what you do? You either go inside or you get in your vehicle and you take a little ride, because that gets you out of the wind or
Yeah.
gets you out of the bad situation.
Yeah.
You're not stuck here.
And fortunately, where we are right now, there's lots of places we can go to see
Other
things and do other things, you know, and scenery that we can find. Just like yesterday when the wind was blowing pretty heavy before the kids got back out here for their last day spending with us on the water. And they were able to get their kayaks out, by the way, and they had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Of course,
they like
love
fighting the waves.
They love fighting the waves. But what we did, because there were so many other places to go, not very far from here at all. In fact, it's within 5 minutes. There's 3 other camping spots, camping grounds. And technically, according to the Corps of Engineers, there's 2 others. One is Dam Site River Campground, and they actually have 2 different areas. And one of the areas is nestled in a lot of pine trees. And then there's another one just down from that called Parker Bottom. And all of these are on the river, which, you know, is right after the dam, which the dam is behind you right now, behind your screen. And so we went over there just to kind of look them over, and and we wrote down the site numbers of the ones that we'd like to try to stay in later. And but I can see us being down there in the fall. I think it's just going to be beautiful down there in the fall. And the river is really pretty right now after the dam. It's flowing really good, and fortunately up here in this part of the state we haven't had any issues with flooding. Now down around Fort Smith, it's just they're suffering right now. We were watching the news this morning, and they've closed just about every bridge that crosses the Arkansas River except for one, wasn't it? Was it one or
One's still
yeah,
open.
one is still open, which means folks are having to adjust their routes accordingly, and for some of them that means almost an hour extra commute into work, which is rough. And then of course all the folks that have been displaced because of the high water and things like that. So we think about those folks, and we you know, it's a concern, and we hope everything eventually works out, which eventually it will. You know, the waters will recede again.
Yep.
Things always change. But anyway, I don't know, is there anything else we need to talk about?
Nope, it's just y'all have a great day. Remember, we're not camping, we're living.
Yeah, we are. I got to mention one thing though before we go. I mentioned to Deb, we sitting out here and was watching the sun come up and everything, and I said, hey, what do you think if we just shot a quick video? I said, how do you feel about being on camera with no makeup on? And she was wearing her glasses instead of her contacts. No.
Ain't happening.
Ain't happening. Now me, hey, I just got up, so there you go. Whatever. But anyway, yeah, folks, we're thoroughly enjoying this life, and
this is we're in here for 3 months now.
3 months. Yeah.
3 months of
3
living.
months. Officially 3 months Thursday.
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday?
The 24th of February is when we actually moved in, and we
Wow.
actually started camping at campgrounds March 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Any thoughts of going back to the old lifestyle?
Not for me.
Me neither. Me neither. But anyway, we are going to let you go now, folks. Thanks for watching. And we will be seeing you again soon. And we'll say this one more time. Remember, folks, we're not camping.
We're living.
Exactly. Y'all take care. This is Bill and Deb with I Ride Tiny House Adventures saying we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye now.
Delilah, you're driving the birds crazy.